everybody, it's Sam at Mixed Up Craft. Thank you for watching my tutorial today. I am really happy with this project. I think it has turned out so well and I just absolutely love it. I think it's my new favourite. I've just played around with scoring and created like a triangle box basically, but it is square as well, so it's all down to the printing, the stamping, sorry. So this is the same stamp set that I used on the video I uploaded a few days ago now, and it's the Do Crafts Folk Floral, and it is still available. I found it online and I shared it in the blog that I put up with that old video, but I'll share it again with this one, and it's just lovely. It really is nice. There's so many different flowers and leaves and petals, all sorts of things on there. So and along with some of the Stampin' Up ink pads that I've used, I just think the colours are brilliant. This sentiment is also a lovely one which I've used, purchased from Hobbycraft in the UK for £1. It was so inexpensive, but it's just beautiful, and I thought it worked really well with this floral. So if friends were flowers, I'd pick you. And yeah, just really love it. So it just simple fastening with the ribbon, and once you open it up, the whole thing opens up to a nice size box. So I mean, the room you have is the triangle, so obviously, you know, sweets, perfume bottle, things like that, has to be something that's obviously gonna, if it's tall, it's got to be within the narrow point there of the triangle, but nonetheless it's still a nice size. It's 4 inches square on the bottom, so you've got a really large base, so there is plenty of room in this one. It's very straightforward. It's just down to the time consuming part for me was the stamping, but again, if you don't want to stamp, you can just cut out triangular printed paper, you know, DSP, and you could fill that in instead and still get a very similar effect. So let's crack on and make this. I'm just going to pop that one, no, I won't pop it there because it'll block my light. Alright, so for this one you're going to need a few bits and pieces. So you need 2 pieces of, I'll leave that to one side because that's to show you my stamping in a minute. So you need 2 pieces of A4 card, so 8 1/4 by 11, and well, this one's 11 3/4, but as I always say in my videos, if it's 11 5/8 that will still work fine. And first of all, scoring along your 8 1/4 inch side, you're going to score at 4 inches and at 8 inches, and then rotate it onto the 11 5/8 or 11 3/4, and you want to score at 4 inches. Okay, so repeat that again on the second piece of card that you've got, and then what you want to do is keep your stylus tool, but grab a ruler, and just along the very top, first of all, you just want to mark a little notch at, so we've got 4 inch rectangles, so you want to mark at 2 inches, so in the middle of that first rectangle, and then you want to mark at 6 inches, so that would be the middle of that second rectangle. Just little markers there at the top, that's all you need. And then what you want to do, make sure you've got a soft surface. I've got my mat here, but if you've got a paper stack or something, that will be fine. And all you want to do is join up that notch at the top all the way down to that bottom left hand corner of that rectangle. Okay, and then just on the other side again, starting from that notch all the way down to the right hand side. So basically you're creating this triangle within the rectangle. So again, repeat that on that second one. Okay, and that's what you should have there. It's just 2 large triangles. Okay, so now the fun bit is the stamping or the sticking of the DSP. So if you've got DSP, what you want to do now is cut it into a triangle the same as that. So the easiest way that I find to do is, first of all, get your DSP so it's the width of the 4 inches and the height of, what have we got here, 7 3/4. Okay, and then lie that on top, and then notch in the middle of the card, and then notch on the corners, and just go down. But obviously you want to bring it in a little bit, so you've got maybe like a little bit of a border, so just bear that in mind as well. But that's if you want to use paper. Now if you're going to stamp, so I have already done this one, so this time I'm doing polka dots. Now I did have a little bit of a, thank goodness it was on the base, because that is going to be hidden completely with the other one as well when that's all put together. But basically I have decided to do a polka dot theme with this one, and I think that works still really nicely with that one, and I might do a couple of little flowers just coming out the top of this as well. So what you need to do for this, now it is I love stamping, so for me this is something I enjoy, so I don't look at it as a longer process, but there is a little bit of time needed for this. So if you've got an afternoon free, and again you're like myself, you really enjoy stamping, then you will love this. So what you need to do is just grab some copy paper and just line it up along one of those sides of that triangle. Keep all this nice and straight, like so. And then just grab some of your washi tape. Now what I tend to do is, if it's got a bit too much of a high tack, is I just rub it on my jeans and peel it off a couple of times, and it just gets rid of that. So now it's just sticky enough just to hold this in place. So what I want to do is hold the actual card itself just down there, and then this piece of copy paper. So I'm just sticking it down to my mat there, and then again pop another piece on the other side all the way down. Again, just rub that over your jeans or your trousers. You just get the fluff then off of your clothing, and it just stops it being so sticky. So again, just line all that up. I'll put one bit there. Oh, you just want to basically be holding everything down in place like so, and then just another piece for the bottom like that, and that piece you can just stick onto the other sides of that copy paper like so. So now all you've got exposed is your triangle, so you can do any kind of stamping. So if you did want to do the floral stamping, I didn't do this when I done this pattern because the flowers all fitted in. I just worked my way up with the largest at the bottom going up to the smallest. But if you don't feel confident that, or you want to use all big flowers, this is perfect because you can just stamp, go crazy, and then when you peel that off you will have everything within that triangle. Okay, so I have a Stampin' Up mask. So this is a set of 4 or 5 masks, I think it was, from the old catalogue, but they've done them again with slightly different designs. But I have loads of other products, other branded masks, sorry, but not with all these polka dots, which is what I wanted. So that's why I'm using this one today, because I wanted a polka dot effect. So what I'm doing is, obviously it's got a slight little border there, so I'm just bringing it down slightly. Now as you can see, it doesn't reach the top, so you do need to move it, but that's okay. And just pop a little bit of, make sure it doesn't go over the top. Okay. Okay, now what you want to do is, so I've got my blending and I've got all my colours here. So the same colours I used to do all the floral printing are these ones here. So I've got Stampin' Up, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Peekaboo Peach and Sweet Sugar Plum, and then I wanted a deeper purple that I've been using, so I've used the 17 Violet by Versacolour. And that's a really nice one there. Now what you want to do with when you do any of your stamping, you also always, when it's layering, which is what this is, you always want to start with the lightest colour first. So in this case I'm going to start with the Daffodil Delight. So I'm just going to pop that on the end of my blending brush, ink it up. It's already got quite a bit of ink on it anyway from the other projects, and you can just go over it. I'm not really, some of it's darker, some of it's lighter. Just be careful when you get to the top not to go over the mask, otherwise you'll get a line and you won't want that. Okay, so that's the first one, and then you just want to lift this off like so, and then just move it up, and you can kind of see where it needs to go. I'll just take that one off, stick that on the side there for a minute. Oh. Like so. Obviously making sure everything stays in place. There we go. Alright, so that's the first colour, that's the yellow. And then I'm just going to bring it back down again, and this time I'm going to move it so it's covering as much white as possible, like so. Lie it all back down again. Move that one. And then I'm going to use the Flirty Flamingo. And basically you're just going to continue this process until you've used all your colours. So in my case I've got 5. And you will then end up with this really cool effect, which I love. So I'm going to carry on and do this. If you're using paper, go ahead and get it all stuck down. If you want to use, you know, do stripes, any kind of patterns with stencils and things like that, then now's the time to do it, and I will meet you back when it's all done. Okay, so that is everything done. So I've done all of my stamping. Excuse me. So what we need to do now is burnish all of the sides on both bits of the card. So just go along, and obviously if you've got paper there, just make sure, just be careful not to catch it at all when you're burnishing it. Just that thin little tab on the side. Now what you want to do here, starting on the left hand side with the tab on the right, is bring that up towards you, and once it's all lined up and you're happy, then you can just go along and burnish that. A really nice point on it. And then again, with then this side you want to fold it over, so again along that score line. And then you can burnish that all out. And then when that one's, you've just done that one, pinch these two here together and lie it down flat, like so. And then you can just bring that other one all over nicely, like so. And again, burnish it so you get those nice points in the corners. And then that last one, you open it up, the last one you can just fold down. Like so. Okay, so that is what you should have. Alright, now what we need to do a bit of cutting. So with the 2 big squares at the bottom, you just want to cut up the middle. You just want to cut out that score line, kind of lumpy bit. I just always cut it out because it just means you get a nicer finish on the bottoms. Like so. And then the tab on the far right hand side, again just cut up and cut that out up to that first score line, and then remove it completely and just put a little notch on the corner there and one on the top there. Okay, so what you want to do now is I've got some of my, let me just grab my thin red tape, because this works well for the tab. So grab any one of the sides, it doesn't matter which one, and you just want to put some tape, make sure you go right up to the score line and just snip that off. Okay, and then we're going to line that up with this other piece. So just make sure you get the bottom score lines together, and then just work your way up to the top, like so. And then on the other tab, again, you just want to put a bit more red tape or double-sided tape, like so. Okay, so leave that one for the minute. Now what we need to do is do the bottom. So I'm just going to put all mine around just so I can see. It does, because you're going to have two seams, so it doesn't really matter about a front or a back. But if you have got a preference, so I'm going to have, this is going to be my front one. So what you want to do is just add tape along these ones. Bit crazy there, but never mind. Then on this one here, you just want to put some, yeah, that's right, that's the last one. And then that far left one you can just leave. Okay, so turn it all over, fold this side down and this side down, sorry, the other way around, doesn't matter, but just take off your tape. And then we're going to stick this down. So again, start with the bottom, make sure it's all nicely lined up, because this is all going to be on show, so you want to make sure you've got a nice finish. Okay, so now let me get my right ones. Right, so the one where you stuck it underneath, that's the last one that's going to go down. The one that's got nothing on will be the first one to go in. Okay, oh, I've done it a different, no, sorry, that's right. So that one, the one where I've put it on both like that, I'm just going to put it on the back of this one as well. I just basically want to stick them all down. I've made this a lot more complicated than it ever needs to be. Okay, so the one that's got nothing on, put that in first. That one that you just, the one opposite it even is easiest to explain it that way. Just take them off. Yeah, so the one that's got nothing is this one on the left, and then the one opposite, stick down, making sure it's all nicely lined up, and then peel off and stick down the back one. And it just means that front one's going to have double whammy of sticky. That's okay, and then that last one, just line it up nicely there with everything. Okay. And then what you need is a hole punch and your sentiment and some ribbon. So first of all, I'm going to stick my sentiment down. So like I said, you're going to have a seam, like a join on both your fronts. It doesn't really matter. So just find the one that you're the happiest with. And I'm just going to line this up like so. And then what you want to do, on every bit of the white, so the stuff that you haven't, the card that you haven't stamped on or put paper on, you want to go right up to the top of the triangle, and with this one here, I'm just lining it right up there. You can see with the side of the triangle, and I'm just going down as far as this hole punch will allow me. So let me just do this one like so. Now this measures 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so whatever you've got, that's what you want to do, and then pinch the next ones together. Again, I'm just lining up and just stamping hole punch, and then again. And this was just an easy way for me to gauge that they were all at the right height. And there you have it. Then what you want to do, starting from the back, just get your ribbon, whatever length you want to do, depending on your bows. And you just want to go in and out, so you go in on both of the the holes on the back, and then come out on the side. Like so. And then bring it all together. And here we go again, trying to do my bows for the camera. Just tidy them up, and there you have it. A really cool box. Like I said, I think this is up there now as a firm favourite for me. So there you have it. Two beautiful, very unusual gift boxes. And obviously these will work perfectly for masculine style as well. You just change your colours, and perfect for any occasions. These will look fab and any height. Yeah, they're great. You'll probably see me do a lot more. So hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry about the sticking on the base at the end there. Like the video if you did, and subscribe to the channel to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.